Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 Build a Nation story from Bangor City with me, Daniel. We're back for the start of Season 3 today, and as you can see, we have got a massive test. Not the best introduction to Europe for the club after 5 years away. It's Dinamo Zagreb, the Croatian Giants, with some brilliant players in the squad. We're pretty certain we're going to lose this, but either way, we're going to very much enjoy it. We've also got a few transfers to go through. It's early in the window, but we've actually done most of our work already. Certainly the key work we were looking to do. So we're really happy with where we are. The finances are improving and should get yet better today. I'm hoping with this tight, we might even get back above zero. And then even if we drop out of this, we should have a Europa League qualifier and a Europa Conference qualifier. So 3 rounds, 3 lots of money, and hopefully our financial problems eased. So if you're looking forward to all of that, watching us get a pasting on the pitch probably for the first time, and also seeing who we've brought in to help the fight this year, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from this story and from the head coach as well. They rotate each day at 3:30 and both series are going brilliantly, so thank you so much for your incredible support. And turn that notification bell on down below to make sure you get alerts every time we go live. Tuesday afternoons and Sunday mornings with Dundee United as Scottish football takes centre stage. But let's move on to today's action, because the one thing that we were worried about with Bangor, with the financial troubles, is getting signings in. Now, we've not done a huge amount in the window, but we have managed to get a little bit done. And what we have done, I'm really happy with. The scouts have been working tirelessly and they found us some good players. So let's go and have a look at them. We've been given an additional coaching space in the squad, which hopefully is going to form a Liverpool and Czech Republic man, Milan Baroš. Pretty decent and very good mentally, which is what we were looking for. We've turned down a couple of offers for Samuel Fanian, and we'll be hoping that once the finances are resolved, we won't get any of them accepted above our heads, like happened for Ted Molden. But let's look at the ones that have been done. 5 ins, 2 outs. Also, in addition to that, we have released Henry Jones. He left at the end of his contract, had an injury, wasn't particularly good. And although he made a real impact early in the season off the bench a few times, his form did dry up later on. Macaulay Flanagan, almost as good now, and we've got 2 better replacements in. In terms of other ones, I'm not sure where to find it on here, but we definitely had Chris O'Grady retire as well, which doesn't show up here for some reason. But Chris O'Grady's left the club too. The other 2 that are on their way out is Juan Ezequiel Garcia, a key man in the first year, very much a backup in the second. But he's gone back to Argentina and he's worth 110 grand there. Seems a bit excessive for his quality, but he did a job for us. He was really solid and we wish him all the best for the future. The other one that's gone out is the aforementioned Macaulay Flanagan. He threw his toys out the pram because we wouldn't loan him out. I wanted to keep him as the backup, but as it is, we've now got 2 others in and he goes to Aberystwyth. So strengthening the league, strengthening the nation, and hopefully he'll get a good season under his belt there. I'm almost tempted to get in a backup keeper and do the same with Gwenault, or I could potentially keep Shane Owen as the backup because we don't need to use the backup keeper too often, and either of those can do a job in the odd cup game. And Jack Hankins already involved in our squad a lot, so we don't need to worry about him. But hopefully Flanagan will come back a bit happier, a bit more experienced and a bit better. We'll wait and see. He might have blown his own opportunity. But on to the 5 ins, which includes 1 familiar name and 4 brand new signings. So the first one is the familiar name. Jack Bolton joins from Accrington after 2 seasons on loan. His improvement throughout has been remarkable. He's now 3.5-star ability, 5-star potential, £475 a week contract. It's a 2-year deal and he's going to add to his 60 league appearances. He's been really good for us so far and hopefully he'll do the same again. It's just a very solid, steady left back signing. On to the 4 new players though, and this is where I'm probably most pleased. I didn't expect to get replacements of this calibre straight away. So the main thing we were looking at is where we lost Craig and Coyle in January after their loans, is getting in top quality replacements for them. Of course we had Jones and Garcia leaving as well, so we knew we were in a bit of a tight spot. But in replacement for those 4, we've got these 3, and I'm pretty happy with them. So Mo Silla is the first one, on a free from Aston Villa. He is on Spanish under-19 duty at the minute, which tells you how good he is, but also means we'll be missing him for the Champions League game. But either way, 3.5-star ability, 5-star potential, only on 230 quid a week. A left-footed centre midfielder, he can play in the holding role comfortably as well. And in either of those positions, for me, he could be a star this year. And with Goodrich, who can do both naturally, it doesn't matter which way round they are. So for me, a really good addition to the squad. I'm delighted to have him here, and I think he's going to make a real impact at 18. Don't forget, being professional in the training does make a massive difference for these guys developing. We saw it with the likes of Ted Molden, who then moved on. And by the way, I did try to get him back. He turned us down, I'm afraid. He was available to loan from Lincoln, but he wouldn't accept it. Moving on, we've got two candidates who are so closely matched to compete for the attacking midfield role. So what that means is Kretschmar will become a backup central midfielder, Flanagan's gone out on loan, and these two are our new number 10s. So firstly, Jack Rogers from Derby, 19 years of age, 3.5 ability, 5 potential again, £275 a week, natural off the left or right as well, which if we do have to change shape in Europe or later on in the season or the save, that could be beneficial because I could see him being here a while. In the number 10 role though, he's very comfortable, he's very good on the ball and mentally strong for a young player. So we're looking forward to seeing him this season. And he'll be competing with Mitch Pixley, released on a free by Leeds at 18 years of age. He's fairly versatile as well, can cover in centre mid or on the wings. But more importantly, he's a bit of a specialist. He doesn't have a great attribute set across the board, but his key attributes for this position, possibly bar anticipation, are all very good. We'll work on the physical side, we'll work on those stats of course, but he's a great passer of the ball, he's got good vision and technique, he's determined, he's got a great touch, he's good off the ball. He seems like the perfect number 10, so I'm hoping he's going to live up to the billing once the season gets going. But two really good options, and my only worry is keeping them both happy. But we'll wait and see what we can do. And then finally, probably the one I'm most pleased with, is Ben Hockenhull. He is a central defender of 20 years of age, 3.5 ability, 5-star potential, and to me looks basically as good as Ted Molden now. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he develops. Perhaps 1 or 2 less on some of the key attributes, but better physically, better in the centre-half attributes, and a natural ball player as well, good passer of the ball. He's going to be a star, £300 a week, doesn't even expect to be first team, and after spells at United and Brentford, here at Bangor, he's going to find a home. So I'm delighted with the 5 signings we've got. Let me know what you think of them down in the comments. Of course, Bolton, very familiar, but the other 4 I'm so pleased with. And in addition to the squad we've already got, a good side, a good bit of squad depth. I think domestically we're going to be fantastic. And in Europe, let's see if we can spring a surprise. So we get into the games against Dinamo Zagreb. It is a very tough tie. If I show you some of the players they've got, Puskás from Reading, a really super player, a quality centre forward on 12 grand a week. Antonio Marin over on the left wing, a young star from Croatia, already capped by the senior team. Kravinovic is injured, which does help. He's out for 6 months. Halilovic, the former Barcelona man, he's just gone to Birmingham in real life. A super player. Still rated like the wonder kid he once was in game here, and that's at 26 years of age. Lovro Mayer is always a very good player. He is here and has been for many years. He's now worth 11.5 million, is wanted by the likes of Dortmund and Atletico Madrid, and is bordering on world class. And in even the greyed out players, the biggest difference this year to the Cliftonville save is that the players who are greyed out, they seem to have more specialised attributes. So they're still fairly generic, but they've got a lot more that suit their position. They tend to be stronger. So like this guy, you can tell he's a very good fullback. You don't look at him and think, oh, he's a centre forward. So that's probably the biggest difference to the greyed out players this year. And it's probably going to make this test even tougher. So into the game we go. We will drop to balanced as soon as we get into it. Nobody's match fit. Nobody's in good form. So we're just going to do the best we can. Glendon's back from a long-term injury, so Kretschmar starts in the middle instead of him. But otherwise, it's a fairly familiar squad. We've got Zabret in goal, Moore and Bolton the fullbacks, Harbottle joined by Hockenhull, the new signing at centre-half. We've got Goodrich in the holding role, Boot and Kretschmar in midfield with Rogers on the attacking one. Of course, let's be honest, if Silla had been back from international duty, he would have been starting instead of Kretschmar anyway. Rogers we pipped ahead of Pixley because he's a year older and probably a bit more naturally defensive, better in the tackle. And then up front, we've got Fanian and Amadi Holloway. A slow start for the target man when he joined at the end of last year. We need a big performance from him today. Nothing changes tactically, the blueprint is the same. But will we come out on top? I very much doubt it. Let's go and see what the score is. One thing I didn't mention, as we've got a bit of staff reaction there, is we've got a new assistant manager. It's a former Luton player, a former Torquay player from our FM19 save as well, and that man is Asa Hall. So we're looking forward to working with him. I'll show you his attributes between the two games. But let's just go and tell the lads there's no pressure on them at all. We're going to go to a balanced mentality. I don't want to go too defensive because I want to see just how far away we are. But hopefully it won't be an absolute battering. But either way, the ticket revenue should be a bit higher. Into the game we go, a narrow diamond for us. Dinamo Zagreb will almost certainly not be playing that. They're going for the classic 4-3-3. So let's see which one comes out on top. Well, I would have taken this at the start, 25 minutes, and this is the first highlight we're seeing. The strike straight at the keeper from the set piece. I mean, Dinamo have had 15 shots, 8 on target, but they can't be top class efforts because we've only seen these 2 set pieces. What it does say to me, if we go to the instructions, is we probably do want a time waste, just drop the tempo, and perhaps just try and really frustrate them. I think that's all we can really do. We're going to slow it down with the keeper and just try and hold out as long as possible. It's not the way we like playing, but if we can keep the score down and keep it respectable, I'm a happy man. As it's a corner to defend from Halilovic. Into the back post, it's headed against the bar. And that's 3 times they've beaten us in the set pieces. They're physically stronger, they're technically better. But as we get to 2 minutes to the break, despite 20 shots for our visitors, it is 0-0 at half time. An incredible achievement, but how they haven't scored without expected goals, I'm not quite sure. We're going to tell the lads to keep it up. They've been absolutely brilliant. So let's see if they can do it again. It's another corner to defend. 6 minutes gone in the second half. Hockenhull heads away. Meyer picks it up. He's got time on the right and finds Tomasic inside the area. Good effort there. He's been challenged and closed down, but it's back to Meyer. Into the back post to Marin. And there is the goal. 51 minutes we hold them out for. A very good effort from our boys. But finally, Dinamo Zagreb lead. No repeat of all the Cliftonville shocks last year. This one, with the lower reputation, with the harder coefficient for the country, is going to take a lot longer to build. As they're coming in again with Marin, his header straight as a Brett. We've played 63 minutes now, so I'm going to make changes. We've got the young number 10 Rogers on a booking, so Pixley will come on for him. Bolton's coming down the left here. We might be in here. Amadi Holloway chases. He gets there. He rounds the keeper. And it's 1-1. Where on earth has that come from? The keeper was in no man's land. I was just about to take Amadi Holloway off as that went down the left. I won't lie to you. But what a moment for him. It is 1-1 at home to Dinamo Zagreb. I'm not quite sure how. I'm not sure how we're not losing this game. But what a fantastic effort. As they've got a throw on the right. I want to take Kretschmar off. I'm just waiting for the highlight first. As they pick it up at the back. Still no real intensity here. Laukovic gets in though. And it's straight as a Brett. But a free kick for offside. And if we get a draw at home, what a result, honestly. I'm going to bring on Glendon for Kretschmar. As we're playing out from the back here with Bolton. Set up that goal, of course, before with that tricky ball down the left. And Zabret clears. And I just saw a lovely little feature on the match engine there. A little bit of mud kicked up with it. As Tomasic is in, he scores. Here's 2-1 to Dinamo Zagreb. But what an effort. I was so sure we were going to lose this by 4, 5 or 6. So to be 2-1 down with a quarter of an hour to go is absolutely fine by me. Amadi Holloway still had a poor game. 6.7 rating, despite the fact he scored. It does seem a bit strange. Spencer's on for him, but into 4 minutes of stoppage time, I think we're going to lose this quite narrowly. Halilovic puts in a free kick. Harbottle heads away. They might get a third here with Meyer. He's got time into Latkovic, and unfortunately for him, he's offside. Fortunately for us, we're going to lose this one by 2-1. 30 shots for the visitors, 14 on target, but we ran them really close. Defensively, we look so solid. And I don't know why these boys are nervous or anxious. I'm delighted with that. And they should be too. Bangor City 1, Dinamo Zagreb 2. That is possibly the best outcome we could have hoped for. How it'll be on the road though, I'm not quite as sure. Let's go and find out if that's any worse. We're back for the second leg, and unfortunately it is coupled with injuries. We've got potential new signings on the way, but we'll look at them next time round because they haven't yet joined the club. Milan Baros has. He is our new coach. We'll take a look at Asa Hall as well very quickly. The new assistant manager, starting to settle in quite well actually. He's doing a good job for us. Ross Jenkins still here. We haven't replaced him as director of football yet. But Asa Hall is the new main man. Got good judgment, got decent tactical knowledge. And to be fair, he's a good personality. He's solid enough as a coach. He's the perfect man for us. A good first job for him. A good support for us. And that puts us in pretty good stead today. So let's go back and have a look at the lineup. We've got that change because James Boot is back to being injury prone. Just a little knock this time, but he's out for a couple of days. Still Silla away on international duty. so we are very weak in the middle. But aside from that, we're doing as well as we can. It means just one change from last week's game. It is a straight swap with Glendon in for Boot, and that means that we've promoted a couple of others to the bench. But aside from that, the same squad, the same tactical effort to try and thwart Dinamo Zagreb. And will it be as effective? If we can repeat the same scoreline, I'll be delighted. But if they have 30 shots again, I've got a feeling they might get a few more goals. Very similar lineup for the host, apart from Latkovic, who was very good for them in the first leg, and Tomasic actually. They're both on the bench. But otherwise, much the same. So let's go and talk to the boys. Jack Rogers nervous. I suppose he's a young signing and he's coming in to play in Europe. So we're going to stretch the arms out so there's no pressure at all and go for exactly the same tactic. We're going to go balanced. We're going to go for the time wasting. And we're also going to slow it down when we get the ball. We're doing as much as we can in the circumstance. So let's see how it works out. Through the tunnel interview we go. And into the first half. As it falls for Mayer in the middle. Out to Sedlicek. He's got time on the left-hand side. Beats his man quite easily. Gets the delivery in. And the keeper Zabret punches. Why he punched, I don't know. And he's beaten by a 25-yard shot down the middle. He picked his man out with the punch. He had no pressure on him. Now, I've got no problem with the tendency to punch thing. That's not a problem. There's a lot of keepers that like doing that. I used to, as a young goalkeeper. However, when there's no pressure on you whatsoever, you would catch. It's only when you're under pressure you tend to punch. As a long kick downfield goes towards Amadi Holloway, doesn't get anywhere near him. And here's Halilovic. And this is already looking a lot more difficult. It's back to the right back, Koskak, into Marin, who heads it wide. Had to score from there, really. But 1-0 on the night after 10 minutes, and it should be far, far more. As Zabret's playing out from the back again with Hockenhull. Still only 11 minutes on the clock. It's downfield, and we're not really getting any joy. We're not trying to play short, which is strange to me. We're not trying to play through the middle. And it goes back to the edge of the box. A chance to shoot. It's into Puskás, and it's through Zabret for 2. And I really worry what the score's going to be tonight. The first leg, we were stunning to stop them. But this one, it's not even going to be close. We're back on the left-hand side, 20 on the clock now. Bolton throws it down the line to literally no one. He wasn't even attempting to find a red shirt there. It's long over the top to Puskás again. He's in for 3 and he's going to score. It's 3-0, 5-1 on aggregate. And I've got a real feeling this could be double figures. I don't know what we can do to stop it. We're going as much as we can on the time wasting side. It's just that they've been more clinical tonight. They've actually had less shots than at this stage of the last game. But they've just taken their chances, and that's the difference. In better news, we did break an attendance record for the home game, over 3,000 in at Namporth, and we've obviously got some good signings in, some of which can't play today. You can see where we're missing that extra bite and quality in the middle. We've got Goodrich now injured. Liam Nolan will have to come on for him. He's not even a natural in the holding role. But it's all going a little bit wrong today. As Tomasic comes down the left. Time on the ball. Into the box. No real pressure on him. Gets it into Puskás, whose shot is blocked. Kretschmar finds Moore, who hoofs it downfield. And Fanian brings it down. Tries to find Amadi Holloway, but it's intercepted easy. And it looks like it's going to be 3-0 at the break. Probably could have been worse after the first 10. It's long over the top though. There might be a fourth yet. Zabret flying out. His kick's poor. And it's in towards Puskás as Nolan the sub clears. Falls for Koskak. He goes inside to Mayer. Over the top, Bolton heads clear, but only as far as Halilovic. It is attack v defence, it is siege mentality, and Puskás puts a good effort over the bar. 3 minutes of stoppage time to go, and at half-time it is 3-0 on the night, and Dinamo lead 5-1 on aggregate. On this occasion then, the away leg, the goals do accurately reflect their expected goals, which I suppose is what we would have expected in the first leg. So we're going to keep saying no pressure. There's a couple of nervous players out there. Rogers one that seems to be struggling on that side. I'd like to have taken Glendon off. He was only supposed to do an hour, but now with Nolan covering the holding role, I don't know what we can do in that regard. As Glendon switches it wide to Bolton, the left back. Only a minute into this second half, and he's already getting himself into a blind alley, but does find Amadi Holloway in the end. Back to Kretschmar. Over to Fanian. He's got in here, and he's put it in the back of the net. A consolation goal, if nothing else. And Samuel Fanian has scored in the Champions League. No one can ever take that away from him. A really nice worked move down the left, and that was quite nice. I'm delighted with that. Hockenhull goes over the top towards Fanian. Headed away, and we're back to normal service now. Mayer picks it up to Puskás, to Tomasic. He surges down the left wing. He beats absolutely everyone, into the box and shoots. And Zabret thankfully holds it. 5 gone in the second half, and Dinamo are dominant yet again. But we got that goal, and that's the important bit. Hockenhull downfield, Skulic heads away, Halilovic to Hetezi. He scored the first goal with that long distance strike. Out to the right hand side. Time on the ball so poor. Glendon clears downfield, almost playing right back there. As it comes to Koshkak again. Into Halilovic, to Mayer. He goes to Pushkas, back to Mayer again. Lovely football, lovely strike. 4-1 Dinamo Zagreb. All too easy, but too high quality. We just haven't got the skills to cope with that. We've got a warning about Glendon, who is absolutely shattered. I'm going to have to find a way to take him off. Might be Pixley, I think. We'll bring him on and maybe drop Rogers into the middle. We'll also take off Amadi Holloway for Spencer. As Dinamo keep the ball. An hour on the clock, 6-2 on aggregate and 4-1 and very, very comfortable on the night. And again we're back as Hockenhull gets it from a short goal kick. Long over the top towards Fanian, who loses out in the air. Sedlacek brings it down left side, finds Kasarik. He's got time on the ball again. I mean, let's be honest, we're out of puff here. We've not got the legs, we've not got the quality. It's not a day we could afford to have 3 of our midfield 4 missing. Certainly not the defensive 3 of it. As Pushkas is in, it's a lovely goal. Thankfully for us, the flag has gone up, but that's so unfair on Dinamo. A wonderful move, they deserve more from it. But we escape. It's still 4-1, but they've reached the 30 shot mark. As Koshkak heads away as far as Tomasic. Inside to Halilovic, up to Tomasic again on the right. So much time on the ball and it's becoming a familiar pattern. I've said that almost every time now. As it's into the middle, it's switched wide to the left side of the box. Chance to cross, there's 2 in there. Tomasic is 1 and it's 5-1 as we head towards stoppage time. 7-2 on aggregate and we can't complain. It's thoroughly deserved. We're back as Jack Rogers is getting sent off for a pretty poor challenge. A second yellow card. I'm a bit worried about that. He got booked in the first game too. He's not down as the most aggressive player in the world, I don't think. I'm not quite sure why he's getting so many yellow cards and getting in so many dust-ups. I know he's playing out of position there, but it does mean, of course, he'll miss the first leg of the Europa League game. So we're out of this competition. It's a heavy defeat, but we expected that. I'm actually more pleased about the result in the first leg. So I'm going to say, unlucky you gave it your best. They're all motivated, they're all happy enough. Let's see who we get in the Europa League. Well, this is interesting, and I'm pretty sure a change from last year's game. We don't drop in to the Europa League qualifying, we drop straight to the Europa Conference, which is a major concern for us. Of course, that's the chance gone. Normally, we could fail 3 times and still get money. We got 250 grand for that, but the good news in this second qualifying round is we've drawn Treflori, aside from San Marino, who we would be favourites to beat, I suspect. I'd imagine we'll have the better side on paper. I'm just having a look at their greyed out stars. And they're basically the same standard of quality as the San Marino League when I used to manage there. So we'll be back for that next time against semi-professional opposition from San Marino. It's only in a week's time. We've got Marine in a friendly, of course creating FA Cup heroics in real life just the day before as I'm recording this. I wonder who they'll have drawn in the 3rd round by the time that this comes out. But we'll be back to face the champions from San Marino. A chance to get through to the 3rd qualifier, a chance to get more prize money, and a chance to really start this season well. It is of course going to hamper our Premier League preparations, and we might have to accept a closer title race this year. But I'm delighted with the opposition we've got, and I'm hoping we can take advantage. So if you did enjoy this episode, you like the look of the new transfers and the effort we put in, particularly in the first leg against Dinamo, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from 2 long-term stories. This one rotates with the head coach every day at 3:30, and there's live streams twice a week as well. So please do subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You can catch up with the podcast channel in the eye above too, but a massive thank you for your support as always. I hope you're looking forward to another season with Bangor, and I'll see you next time as we face Treflori, a European tie where we're favourites.